Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Game of Trades and this is going to be a technical analysis of natural gas. So as you know, natural gas has been in a huge downtrend recently. It has been going down fiercely, non-stop, going through all the support levels one after the other, against expectations. So huge support levels like this one that was created in the end of summer 2019 have actually been broken down even after a huge correction. So this is a fundamental problem in the supply and demand of natural gas. It means there is too much natural gas, and that is the case. There is too much natural gas, and so the price is dropping. I do strongly believe that there will be a huge counter rally to this downside. In my trading experience, there is absolutely no correction of this magnitude on natural gas that is not followed by some kind of uptrend rally, V-shaped recovery. So I am looking for an entry point, at least on this channel, for a potential recovery and a potential bounce to higher levels on natural gas. And if we can actually capture the very beginning of that move, we can potentially trade it with UGAZ and get a leveraged profit, which is always nice to have. It is risky, but if you're confident in your trade, it can be very profitable. So we did have a couple of trades trying to call the bottom of this correction. We had one trade here at the support level right there. Expected a small bounce. We did get a small bounce, but not the magnitude that I was looking for. So that actually ended up hitting our stop loss for a small loss. And here we also recently had a potential trade, but the buy signal never appeared, so we never broke the resistance level that I was looking for a potential move up. So that's just a trade that didn't happen. In fact, we broke the support level that was holding natural gas, and we continued our way down. I think we had a huge 4% down day here. So again, not a good time to be invested in UGAZ, and this is why investing in natural gas, especially on a leveraged ETF, is very risky, especially when trying to trade a counter correction. So the trend is down. The probability of it continuing on down is much higher than a bounce. So you need to be very careful and wait for the proper buy signals before investing. And that's pretty much what we're gonna talk about in this video, exactly what I'm looking for a potential bounce and when I think it's going to happen. So this is the weekly chart. You can see I wanted to start by covering the weekly just to get an idea of where we are in terms of support. We are at a small support level right here. You can see we do have a reaction right there, but there is one last line of support here at the 1.68 level, 69 level right there. So there is still some room to go down. You can see there is a wedge pattern here, quite a steep wedge pattern, and you can see we can extend the wedge pattern all the way down to this support level, and I do expect a bounce anywhere from now to this support level at 1.7. We'll call it 1.7 for simplicity. Now on the weekly, we still have the divergence that I talked about intact. So what I'm referring to is the this low and this low right here. It's a lower low, and the MACD is making a higher low, and so is the RSI. The RSI is slowly starting to get burnt through, but it can still work just with the MACD, which doesn't seem to be burnt through anytime soon. You can see the last time that happened was here. We had a lower low, very similar, and the RSI made a higher low, and that fueled this huge rally. So this is definitely the type of investment that I'm looking for in natural gas. Considering we are at such a low price, even if you aren't trading with a leveraged ETF like UGAZ and you're just trading the a tracking ETF one for one, there is still room to make huge amounts of profit and in a much safer manner and in more of a investment, a long-term investment type of trade. Just considering that this is a very attractive and low price for natural gas. Now, don't get me wrong, I know I have been saying this ever since around here, but to be honest, compared to the potential gains that you can make, we haven't lost that much value in natural gas, especially if you're also looking for much higher long-term profits, potentially all the way to the $3 level. So now let's jump into the daily chart and see what's going on in the shorter term. So this is the daily chart, and you can see we have this wedge pattern here. We've got a downtrend line here. I'm going to move that right here with 1, 2, 3 reactions. So it is an official trend line, and you can see we have a contraction price trend line. So a typical falling wedge pattern. You can look that up on Google or on any search engine, and it will show you that this is a high probability reversal pattern, especially when coming towards a important support level. So this $1.7 support level can act as huge support, especially accompanied with this pattern for a potential bounce. Now, what I love seeing on wedges is divergence being accompanied with them, and that is something that we do have. You can see we have the RSI here making a higher low right there, and the price continuing on down. That's exactly what we're seeing. If you want an example, this is one that I highlighted recently. The RSI is starting to go up, making a higher low, and the price is just continuing on down all the way to a support level, and then we had a nice little bounce. And we were actually able to trade this on this channel, so that was a successful trade on this channel. Now, considering that we did just break an important support level here at $1.83, we do have room to go down, so I don't expect a reversal just yet. I do think that this consolidation area can fuel one more rally down to this support level before we end up breaking this downtrend line. And that actually brings me on to my next point, which is when will we see a buy signal, and what buy signal do I want to see? And that is simply a break of this downtrend line. Once we do see a clean impulsive break past this downtrend line with a huge green candle, I put very high odds that we will see a rally to our first target, which is right here, this $2 level. So in the scenario where we do get a hit of this support all the way to our first target, that would be a 20% move. So this is huge profits, especially if you're using UGAZ. That would be a 60% move up. And if you're not comfortable with such a large first target, a 20% move, then you can definitely make this support level here at $1.89 your first target, and that would be again a 10% move up, which is a very nice profit. So I actually might do that if we do end up hitting this support. This may be the first target for my trade, and I might raise my stops once we get there. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if we power on through this first target all the way to the $2 level. So I do want to clarify one last time before I continue the video exactly what I mean when this is a buy signal. it means that I am not making this an official trade setup on this channel until this trend line has been broken with a full green candle that actually closes above the downtrend line. Now I just want to quickly discuss the longer term aspect of natural gas, and that is that once we do start hitting our first and second targets, then we're going to start seeing the MACD turn up and start to trade above the zero line, and that is something that I love to see when I'm looking for a long-term investment in a commodity. Having it above the zero line, having the MACD above the zero line is very good news. It means that you are officially in an uptrend, and that is something that we saw right here. In September, we had a crossover and then we had huge gains, and that actually came right after a big correction. But if you look here, you can see for this entire period where we were making higher highs, higher lows, the MACD was trading above the zero line ever since right here. So ever since March 2018, we crossed above the zero line, and it didn't dip below. It briefly dipped below here in July 2018. But as a general point, if the MACD stays above the zero line, it is safe to assume that we are in an uptrend. So that is about all I wanted to discuss in this video today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. In the meantime, good luck on your trading and see you next time.